Hi guys, today we will be talking about better buy. So when you're at a store and you're trying to decide which item to buy. So a lot of times this happens with like Cheez-Its. They have the ginormous box, they have a medium size box, and they have a little size box. And you want to know which one's the better deal, which one you should buy. So we're going to look at some of these questions. So this first question is, which is the better buy? 4 pairs of socks that cost $5.04 or 7 pairs of socks that cost $8.54. So in order to solve these problems, what we're going to do is we're going to find the unit rate of each of these. Okay, so I'm going to look at the 4 pairs of socks that cost $5.40. So I'm going to put $5.40 on top, and I'm going to put our 4 pairs of socks on the bottom. Okay, we want to know how much it cost for 1 pair of socks. So how do we get from 4 to 1? Well, we divide by 4. And if we divide by 4 on the bottom, we have to also divide by 4 on the top. So now we have $5.40 divided by 4 is the problem we're doing. So 4 goes into 5 once, 1's left over. I'm going to change my color real quick. 1's left over, so we have 44, or no, minus 4, so 1's left over. So it's 14, sorry, 14, 4 goes into 14 3 times. 3 times 4 is 12. So 2, bring down the 0, it's 20. So this one right here, this first one, when we just solved it, we got that 1 pair of socks was going to be $1.35. Oh, there you go. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing with the other side. Okay, so we know that 7 pairs of socks, I'm going to put 7 pairs on the bottom, is $8.54. We want to know how much it costs for 1 pair. So to get from 7 to 1, we divide by 7. So we have to also divide by 7 up here. Okay, so we're doing $8.54 divide by 7. So 7 goes into 8 one time, minus 7, 1's left over, bring down the 5. 7 goes into 15 twice, it's 14, 1's left over, bring down this 4, and 7 goes into 14 twice. So the second set here is $1.22 per socks. So that means whichever one is cheaper is the one we want. So we're going to take one of these green circles and we're going to circle it around. So we want to buy the 7 pairs of socks that cost $8.54 because that's going to be the cheaper price per sock. Okay. So let's try this next one. This next one says, what is the better buy? Is it $44.48 for 16 gallons of gas or $31.57 for 11 gallons of gas? So same exact thing that we did on the last one. So we're going to start with the price on top. So $44.48 for 16 gallons of gas. So we want to know how much it costs for 1 gallon of gas. So to get from 16 to 1, we have to divide by 16. So that means up top, we're going to divide by 16 as well. Okay. Oh, we went crazy on that one when I tried to move it. Okay. So we're going to solve that. So we're going to do $44.48 divided by 16. So 16 goes into 44 how many times? Well, it goes in 2 times. And 16 times 2 is 32. So 44 minus 32 is 12. Now we have to figure out how many times 16 goes into 124. So, we can try different numbers. So I'm going to start with trying 6. So on the side, I'm going to do 16 times 6. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 1 is 9, that's 96. So we're close, but not quite. So we're going to try 7. So 16 times 7. 7 times 6 is 42. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 4 is 11. So 112. And I think that one's it. So we're going to say that it goes in 7 times, and it's 112. Okay, and then what's going to be left over is 12, and then we're going to bring down this 8, so 128. And that's going to be 16 times 8, and we'll try it up here just to make sure. So 6 times 8 is 48. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 4 is 12, which is 128. So we were right. So the first one is $2.78 per gallon. So $2.78. So now we have to figure out the other side. Okay, so the other side of this, it says $31.57 for 11 gallons. We want to know how much for 1 gallon. So to get from 11 to 1, we divide by 11. So that means on top we're going to divide by 11. So the problem we have to solve here is 31.57 divided by 11. So 11 goes into 31 twice, and it's 22. 31 minus 22 is 9. Bring down our 5. 11 goes into 95 8 times. 11 times 8 is 88. So 95 minus 88 is 7. Bring down our 7. 11 goes into 77 7 times, and 11 times 7 is 77. So that means that this one is $2.87. So which one's the better deal? Well, the better deal is the one that's $2.78 a gallon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and take another green circle. I might have to zoom out to do this. And take another green circle, and I'm going to put it on the $44 for 16 gallons of gas. Okay, now what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to try the last question here. And yes, the last question is going to be a little bit harder. Okay, the last question does have 3 different ones that you're doing. Okay, oops. 3 different ones that you're doing. So you're doing 6 shirts for $25, 4 shirts for $18, or 5 shirts for $21, and you're comparing all 3. So I want you to pause the video right now, and I want you to try that one and see if we get the same answer. So go ahead and pause it. All right, so if you're checking your answer, you can see I did each one in a different color. So the 6 shirts for $25.50, I did in the light blue over here, and it got $4.25 a shirt. The 4 shirts for $18, I did in the dark blue up here, and I got $4.50 per shirt. And the last one was the 5 shirts for $21, and I did it over here in the purple, and I got $4.20 per shirt, which means that that one is the cheapest, so that's the one we want to buy. Okay, so hopefully this part makes sense to you. So now I want you guys to go to Schoology and complete your assignment for today. Have a good day, guys.